Hi pals, it's me, RT, they them pronouns only, and yeah, I had a week off. So far I have sorted out the report, my researching thing I was doing. Mostly sorted out a complaint I'm doing. I have a market tomorrow, which is, you know, basically everything has been packed and ready to go for that. So yeah, I feel like a good chunk of the bigger things are kind of out of the way. I've got appointments booked in with the right people to sort the other stuff out. Yeah, you know, healthcare is exhausting. This is my mum's office, or office area in her room, because my side of the house gets quite loud when certain people are around, so I didn't want to deal with that. Also, actually, low-key, this is more comfortable. The way I'm sat on a cushion is way more comfortable than how I sit on my bed right now, so maybe I just need to sit on the floor somewhere, but like there's not many places I can film that's private with good lighting and not the worst backdrop, even though all of my usual videos literally just have so much shit in the background. So because I am a mess. Emotional support dog at the ready. You know, I wish I had the house to myself more often. It's really nice having you down here. My dog's just like literally sitting down here, absolutely chilling. Like, Layla doesn't like to spend time with people, doesn't like to get too like physically close to people, so it's just really nice having her company whilst I'm here. She likes to spend it all in bed. Mood. But it's just nice to have her here. It's nice to have you here, Layla, my chooch. You're so cute. You're so cute. Look at you. You're so cute. If I went on MAFS, you would absolutely feature fucking loads because I love you. Anyway, love her so much. By the time this video goes live, obviously I'll be like definitely over a week behind on this, but of course, as I posted in my community thing on YouTube, it is time for MAFS, babes. It is Australian MAFS time. So I was going to give my early impressions, not first impressions, because we're like, you know, a good couple of weeks in now. But yeah, my early impressions of the people we've seen so far, and just kind of go through some of the thoughts I have, and also, yeah, talk about my first impressions versus how I'm sort of feeling now. I have spoiled a few things by accident. I saw someone share like a really impeccable meme about one of the contestants, so I went to look for some more memes, and unfortunately I just ended up spoiling a bunch of things for myself. So I may talk about those spoilers near the end, but yeah, for anyone who hasn't watched like the first couple of weeks, these will be spoilers probably. And then yeah, I will mention before I talk about the spoilers that I saw, but because like I don't want to spoil it for other people that I know in person and talk to about MAFS, but I need to talk about it somewhere. And like there's like stuff is always spoiled for MAFS, honestly. Like every season of MAFS there's something that's been spoiled, so it's a mixture of participants have loose lips and obviously, especially for the Australian MAFS, for me anyway, based in the UK, yeah, like it comes out in Australia before it comes out in the UK, so loads of people already know what's going on. My only issue with trying to do this particular video is I don't quite have the best setup for looking at my laptops to look at all the contestants to then talk about them, because yeah, I usually use my windowsill and I just don't have that. So okay, so I'm also like, I'll talk about the couples, but then also talk about them individually as well, because I have opinions. Also, do you like my new fidget ring? I got it from my mental illness group. So we do have a couple of like older couples and like actually older couples. So far I love them both, and I really have so many hopes. The first woman of those couples is Andrea, also like commonly called Andy by the man she's been paired with. She is so fucking adorable. She's like really trendy, and like I don't even really know how to describe her style. Like a little bit alternative in like a festival, but also like a little bit country, but definitely like a cottagecore vibe. And like just her like really blush pink toned hair is so cute. She has such an adorable little face. She's 51, my mum's age. Hi. From Queensland, which from my understanding is basically hot and humid all year round. She's a mum of 2 and is really close to her daughter, which relatable content. However, her daughter's much younger than I am, and like yeah, they're just such a cute little, like they all, like her and her kids all have the same kind of like style vibe, which I think is really like cute. I personally cannot imagine having the same vibe as my family. Can you imagine a family of people who look and dress like me? I mean, I can, but like they're all queer as fuck. My family are not. Andy got paired with Richard, who is the oldest participant of this season, but also of any Australian MAFS season apparently. He is 62 and is from New South Wales. Young at heart. He recently left his wife of 27 years after deciding that the relationship had run its course. Following this major change, he started dating again, pursued some women, apparently pursued a woman 27 years younger than him. Sir, I think that's literally the age of one of your kids, my guy, if not younger. It came to an end after his ex decided she wanted children. Oh, the younger woman wanted children. So that was a deal breaker for him because he's already got 3 kids, who I'm pretty sure are like all adults. They are all adult children. So like fair dues, my guy. Did not know he was dating someone that much younger than him though. How old would that make her? Like if we just round it up to 30 years, then she would have been 30. To be fair, every time I look at him, I'm like, damn, he has like soft moisturized skin. What is his skincare routine? Like he's wrinkly, but like he's just very smooth. I don't know how to describe that. Hide it here. Oh, hello, are you going past? Just see the top of her butt. So yeah, now he's looking for a woman with a zest for life, flexible attitude, and someone he has undeniable chemistry with. I think they fit really well together. He's definitely got like I don't know how to describe his fashion either. He's a little bit like, I don't know, maybe like rock and mod merged together a little bit. He's like almost like a more groomed greaser. He turned up to his wedding on a motorbike. And yeah, they both definitely seem like the kind of people who are a lot more like wild and outgoing. Not necessarily like wild, but you know, not what you would expect of 50 and 60-year-olds. And like, yeah, they're just so sweet. Besides Richard not putting her first on the list of those wives. My guy. Sir, you are 60. You are 62. These women are so much younger than you. I mean, now it makes sense why he was fine to do it, because he dated someone literally the age of most of these women, so damn. Okay, so Cassandra. First impressions, absolutely adorable. I love her. Her family are so cute. I love her dad. Although I do have to say, this season a lot of people are dead. Like a lot of people brought onto this season have a lot of dead family and partners or been cheated on a lot. That's the one thing I really noticed about everybody. Cassandra lost her mum and her partner. She's just so, I don't know, she's so cute and so sweet, and I really think they paired her really well. She was with her first love for like quite a long time. I don't know, I can't remember exactly how long, but definitely like high school sweethearts, I think. And they've paired her with Tristan, who is so sweet but also so goofy. I love him so much. He has so many self-esteem issues. They're both the same age, which is quite nice. It's not common to have a couple who are literally like both 29, 30 age-wise. A lot of the times there's a few years age gap. He did have a long-term relationship, but she cheated on him. He's not been able to really have another close relationship. He was raised by a single mom, and like he really looks up to her, and he is just so sweet. And also like he's definitely one of the few men who has good facial hair. Like he has really nicely done facial hair. I'm very anti facial hair generally, because a lot of the times it looks bad. It's hard to maintain for a lot of men. I hate the sensory feeling, honestly. But like Tristan's facial hair is pristine. It is so nice. It's like the like in my personal opinion, the right sort of length, and like you can definitely see he puts a lot of work into like shaping it. So he always has like this really nicely defined line. So like any of the hairs that are a bit further up, not there. And I noticed in the recent episode that he definitely like he either, so this is speculation, I don't know, but he either uses like maybe a beard makeup kind of thing, you know, like to darken the beard, or he like shaves more the neck part, because like it's still sort of there but it's not as dark, if you know what I mean. I don't know beards. I don't know beards, so I can't explain it any better than that. He just he's so funny and sweet and awkward and oh my god, embarrassing, but like he was like wow at Cassandra's I don't know if it's her twin, but they look so much alike, but her sister before she came down the aisle. I was like, well, at least he went wow at the sister who looks exactly like his wife. Besides like I think she's got a different hair style, like I think she was more blonde, but like yeah, I think he's so sweet, but they're definitely having some issues because of his self-esteem. I'm hoping this week that I have not watched yet from this video that things will be back on track. He's just so self-conscious because he grew up fat and was bullied. Big mood, babe, big mood. So I have high hopes. I love him so much. Ellie, I don't have much of an opinion on Ellie. I think she's kind of boring. She got matched with a really shy guy. I think she's definitely like letting him fool her. Like he is not doing a very good job of pretending he gives a shit, pretending that he wants to be there for marriage, pretending that he wants kids. He's not doing a good job, babe. He gives me some Harrison vibes, but in a less obviously abusive way. Just in a more like self-obsessed, stuck up his own ass. Oh, and he has the most gross comments about like, oh, I know how much kids like how much kids mean to females or something like that. And I was like, oh, red flag. Anyone who goes females, red flag. Even women, stop describing women as females. Just say women. It makes it like 40% less weird. But yeah, anyway, she had an ex-fiance who was cheating on her. Wow. Like she was, I think, like months away from the wedding or some shit. Had to cancel her wedding. Apparently she's a nurse. Don't know, she hasn't said much about that. But yeah, at the moment, all I really know about her is that she wants to be a mum, which is fair. Like, if that's your like deal, cool. But like, I don't really know much else about her. We've not had a whole lot of screen time with her. And when we have, it's basically because of this arsehole named Ben. Ben, I hate him. Throw him in the bin. Next. Yeah, Ben is 39. So not a huge age gap, because she's 32. But you know, he's nearly 40 and he's like, yeah, I want to settle down. Do I want kids? I don't know. Which is also like, this is the thing, I do give these people the benefit of the doubt as much as I possibly can. Probably too much, really. Because, you know, there were lots of things he was saying that I was like, that doesn't necessarily mean he's here for, like, clout and an audience. Just because he mentioned he's got a podcast doesn't necessarily mean this, that and the other. And he was, like, honest. Oh, yeah, I don't really have that many listeners. I don't know. I've not watched. I don't give a shit about your podcast. But, like, you know, that and, like, whether, you know, do you want kids? And he was like, well, I'm open to having kids if the person I end up with wants kids. The issue that I had with him saying that, which is what Lauren, one of the other contestants, particularly picked up, was the way that he was talking about it as if he wasn't literally on the show and married to somebody. He's talking about, like, oh, if I meet somebody, as if he's not on MAFS. Sir, you're married. You have met somebody who wants kids. Will you have them? Babes. Except not babes, because fuck off. But he did loads of travelling throughout his like 20s, and he says he gets bored easily in relationships, which is a great sign. Great sign. And like, I also gave him the benefit of the doubt when Ellie's creepy cousin was being a fucking weirdo. Sorry, Ellie, your cousin's a bit weird. Like, he's obviously, and like, I love her because but like, he was giving some weird vibes. He could have been a little bit more sociable. I know I'm autistic and a fucking asshole, but like, you know? Anyway, next, Eden, who I wasn't sure on. The only thing I really gave a fuck about initially was her beautiful dog. I want the dog on the telly. You know, I want MAFS to start including pets, actually. Let the pets move in. I want to see the fucking dog. Eden is 28. She's been single for a few years. 3, sorry babes, double that here. After learning that her partner had cheated on her with her, like, long-term childhood best friend, which is insane. So she obviously has fucking trust issues. Big mood. I have trust issues and I've not experienced anything quite as fucking what the fuck is that. I have no idea what she does. She's obviously fit, gorgeous, ridiculously pretty, you know. And they've paired her with Jaden, who is the brother of Mitch from 2 seasons ago when I first started watching Australian MAFS, who was with Ella, who I was obsessed with for a while because I loved her, and then her and Dom started saying some kind of weird things on their podcast, so I stopped listening and following them because it started to get a little bit... Yeah, so Mitch was at the wedding. Considering he's a man who likes his privacy and doesn't want to be on television, apparently, why are you at the fucking wedding, babe? Why are you talking so much? Why are you here? But Jaden seems like a much nicer, softer, sweeter version. Not necessarily version, but like he's definitely this nicer, softer, sweeter brother. He must be younger than Mitch because he's only 26. And I think Mitch was a little bit younger than Ella, and Ella is my age. He is a professional kickboxer and a security guard. I didn't know he was a security guard. I knew he was a kickboxer. And yeah, so he has this weird like complex. He thinks everyone's gonna judge him as like a horrible or bad person because he's a kickboxer / in these really like hyper masculine jobs, somewhat violent jobs. And I'm like, why is that an assumption you have? Like, I don't really understand that. So far he has been lovely. However, I have no problem with this. I think it's really fucking funny, and like, if anything makes him more interesting to me, I'd be like, hell yeah. I love a bit of insane lore. Well, I don't even know how to like talk about this, but like, basically he was also cheated on. His ex was cheating on him left, right and centre all the fucking time. Don't know why it's not in the bio. She was shagging everybody. She was going on dinner dates. She was basically living her life as if she wasn't dating this man. And he knew, or like, well, everyone knew before him. When he found out, he was like, right, well, if you want another chance, because apparently she wanted to stay with him, what for if you're like shagging everybody else? But he was like, if you want to be with me, then I'm going to have sex with one of your friends and you're going to be there and watching. And she was like, okay. They got a friend who agreed to do it and they did it. Everyone was so livid about that. And I was like, mate, I don't see what the problem is. Everyone consented. He did not cheat on her. She wanted to make it up to him. Or like, you know, get back in his good books, good graces, what the fuck ever. Oh, bitch. Why? Why are you doing this to me? My eyes are crying. But like, you know what I mean? As a petty fucking bitch, I might have said the same fucking thing. But no, genuinely, I personally have no issue with that. Hello. 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 Oh, they're so nice. Hello. Oh, big baby. Big baby. It's nice to have you here. You know, like, I understood. I knew that also Eden and Jaden, of course, I just think it's really funny their names kind of rhyme. I knew that Eden would have an issue because her ex had a long-term affair with her like long-term best friend, and I think I don't know if they're still together, but they like remained together and had a kid, at least I think, if I'm remembering that correctly. So like, I knew that she was having an issue with it because he slept with his ex's friend. However, and it's petty and childish, but like, I genuinely feel like cheating should be met with the same energy. Sorry, especially considering how many people are willing to have open relationships or are polyamorous. You've got options, fuck off. If you can't open up the conversation of like, hey, either I want to shag around a bit or I can fall in love with more than one person, because, you know, I don't know what his deal was. You should not be in relationships if you're cheating. You know, I think... Oh, hello. Oh. It's like I want to look out the window. I want to check who's coming home. It's only 3:20, babe. No one will be back for a while, don't think. You know, I think cheating in most circumstances is unforgivable. And I do think it is extremely fucked and childish to do that. You know, just break up, mate. Just leave. I know it's not just because of that, but whatever. You know, so I don't have an issue. However, John had a big issue, and I fucking hate John. So this is a I hate John, like, this is a John hater account. Like, fuck John. Fuck John. Dick. So yeah, I'm in Jaden's corner, babes. Have no problem with that. Here's one of my faves. Lauren. Look, I didn't think I would like Lauren based on how she entered the my head hurts with this one, so I'm gonna have to take it off. Based on the way she was portrayed in the hen party, whatever it is. I was like, oh my god, she sounds like a nightmare. However, this woman turned around and became a fucking star. She's 32. I think she's like really successful, to be honest. She has really expensive looking clothes and definitely like professional businessy looking clothes. Loves to eat food, skinny hot bitch, you know, one of those. Love her though. Her parents have been happily married for 40 years. Didn't know anything about that. For some reason that's on the bio here. She is goofy. She's kind of like, I don't know, in some ways like kind of boyish with her humour. Quite dirty, but also, yeah, like I said, goofy. She makes a lot of jokes about her lazy eye, and I think those are the jokes that made me just kind of fall in love with her a little bit. Lauren, if you're not entirely straight, I'm 30 this year. If you're available, my number is... And yeah, she definitely dates bad guys a lot, is what she said. But also, like, again, more of the things that made me love her is the way that she's calling out men's bullshit. She's been calling out Ben, she's been calling out Jack. And also, like, I was really interested by her order of men in the, like, the ones you find attractive challenge. Because, like, a lot of people's choices are just really, like, predictable. I can't remember exactly who was where, but I do remember that she put, even though she had, like, some weird vibes from Collins, who I will get to when his name comes up, she put him really high on her, like, attractiveness scale. And I was like... Because, like, yeah, I just don't think anybody else did or would have put it in very high for a selection of factors that I won't be going into. I kind of liked Collins. I'll get there. But she's been paired with Jonathan, who is, like, super hot. 39. So, like, yeah, not a huge age gap. Roughly the same age gap as Ellie and Ben. He's so different to Lauren. I think sometimes that can be a good thing in the pairings, and it definitely has been for some of these couples so far, and I'm very, like, for those. However, I'm not sure how this is going. They had a great wedding. She was goofy and fucking drunk. He seemed to love and enjoy the energy. Spending more time together on their own, however, Jonathan is quite flat, doesn't really give a lot of his own opinions, just kind of wants to get on with it sort of thing, whereas Lauren really wants to hear a lot more about like his opinions, his thoughts on things, or like, you know, even if he's like, let's just get on with it, she still wants to know, oh, actually I think this is a really stupid task, but let's get on with it. She wants to hear that kind of side of things. Apparently he considers himself unlucky in love. He does keep referring to himself as a nice guy. That's my main like red flag, honestly. He keeps calling himself like a nice guy. Lauren doesn't want a nice guy, or like Lauren says she wants a nice guy, but I'm hearing like, you know, anyone who like self-identifies as a nice guy. He also has like a really concerning stepsister. So it seems like as well, for this whole like episode of their wedding, the stepsister was really like edited out of context, which is such a shame. I feel like I would have actually preferred to see these two very different women actually having fun and enjoying conversation with each other, but hey, that's MAFS. Because she was talking about how he wants someone who is a lot more calm and mature, ready to settle down and have kids, that sort of thing. And obviously Lauren is not that, which is not a bad thing. I like her for that. Apparently he was a soldier, did not know that. He's been to over 50 countries and is keen to become a father and is hoping to find someone as equally motivated. Anyway, on to one of my faves, Lucinda. I love Lucinda. She's fucking crazy as well, but I love her. Her fucking wedding outfit was so just like out there, so out there. They had a fucking chicken wing, wafting smoke for the smoke ceremony. I don't know how culturally appropriate a lot of that was, but I was absolutely laughing along to her husband's comments about the chicken wing. But like, yeah, I think she's 43, a grounded earth mama who enjoys travelling, is a free spirit who dances to the beat of her own drum. She's an MC, don't remember hearing that, and a wedding celebrant. Describes herself as a steward of love and light, and is looking for an open-minded man who is willing to be vulnerable, have a good time, and explore everything the world has to offer. She also had a really bad, I don't know if she had a bad back injury or like a condition to do with her back, but she did go into it a little bit. I don't have the details in front of me, but like that is sort of what ignited and led her to this more spiritual life. It's sort of how she came to terms with it, but also how she started to love herself more and respect herself and really build her own self-confidence. And like, you know, I'm very much here for that. I like her voice. I love her voice. I would love to like listen to audiobooks narrated by her or something like that. Like, I don't know what it is. It's definitely like a quality and a tone of her voice that I just really like. There's just really, I don't know if it's necessarily calming. It's just a really like, it's just such a good voice. And she also mentioned that she really wanted to have kids, but that is also something she's had to sort of like work through, is that it's probably past her time. I don't know if she's gone through menopause, I have no idea. But yeah, she really wanted to have kids, but she didn't get to have them. And that is something that she's found really difficult, but she has got a lot of loving family and friends around her. And she was paired with Timothy, who I also fucking love. I love these two as a pair so much. I feel like these two are like the good kind of opposites together. Like, this is the thing, is I see a lot of really good things about their relationship, but also there's definitely a lot of hurdles. There's a lot of challenges for them both as a pair. So Timothy is a business owner. God knows what he does. He's 51, is social and outgoing, very tattooed, doesn't let people in easily. He got himself a tattoo of the Tin Man because that's what him and his friends sort of knew him as, because he doesn't have a heart like the Tin Pan. the Tin Man in Wizard of Oz. Timothy has lost his mum 17 years ago, followed by his brother soon after, and recently his father died like 6 or so weeks before the wedding. He realised that he's basically entirely alone. He doesn't have any family left. They are all dead. That's what I mean, like, a lot of people in this season have been cheated on and have a lot of loved ones around them die. So yeah, he's craving love, emotional connection, like a partner, and is looking for a genuinely good and fun person. So his like one issue was he's dated spiritual bitches before, so he was not into it. But I will give him credit. I feel like he's sticking it out from what I've seen, and the fact that I'm incredibly biased and I love them as a pair so much. He's trying, and I think he's learning to accept that it's, you know, it's just a thing about her. I think his main issue was actually just like women who meditate, so they get up early to meditate, and he has to like creep around the house. That was like his main issue that he had, it seemed. To be fair, he was making so many fucking jokes about this chicken wing, and it was funny. It was so funny. I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm spiritual myself, but like, the chicken wing was too far. What the fuck? What are you doing with that bird wing, man? And like, yeah, I do think it was a little bit... It was a lot to just do a whole spiritual ritual at the wedding when they don't know each other. But I mean, you go, girl. There was also like an issue that he keeps trying to call out Jack for not sleeping with his wife, but Robert, the old geezer, called him out for trying to call Jack out. God. Because apparently Timothy said on the Bucks night that he would sleep with his wife on the first night, but hasn't slept with Lucinda yet. And Jack never said those things. He said that he wouldn't sleep with his wife on the first night, and he's sticking to that. And I think, and this is something that did come out in that like later on bit, is that he was a bit drunk, and the generation he's from, that's kind of like how you establish who you are in the group, establish social credits sort of thing. So, and like, he is someone who I think is very insecure as well. So I think a lot of his issues generally with this is just himself. He's been single for a long time, or at least not been in like serious relationships for a long time. So like, I feel like just a lot of it is that he is quite set in his ways. There was a really like heart-wrenching moment about like, why don't you like hugging people, Timothy? And he's like, well, I just have this image remembering every time I tried to hug my dad as a child, he would push me away and say, get off me, you stupid idiot, or something like that. And I was like, my God, no wonder why this man doesn't want to hug you. Even if he's not like a huggy person, he's definitely like more touchy with Lucinda than a lot of other partners are or have been in Married at First Sight. You know, he does give her kisses, they do hold hands, they do hug, like he does let her hug him and like things like that, but he's just like, oh, you're just really touchy and I'm not used to it. And he's not used to having someone around him all the time, and he thinks that her comfortability with her body means that she's trying to seduce him and trying to like push his boundaries, and you know, a lot of his perceptions are a little bit skewed. But I will give this man credit. He is 51 and actually he's not doing too badly. I feel like he's definitely identifying where his issues are, and a lot of them are just with himself. He is trying to communicate. A lot of people don't even try, and he also removes himself from those situations if it gets too overwhelming and they're sort of becoming more of like an argument rather than a conversation, which is something I just don't think many people do generally. It's a big thing of what I've had to learn anyway for myself, but what I'm also going through with my mental health program thing is like, distancing is a really important part of being able to sustain long-term relationships, because if you're prone to having like really big emotions, sometimes you say things that you don't mean, just be mean to people and push them away. So to avoid that, removing yourself from like the conversation or the argument is the best thing. So he did that at one point. He was gone for the day, but when he came back, they had a chat and she was like, you know, I do understand why you got riled up and you removed yourself from that conversation. It was overwhelming. There was a lot for you to digest, which I think is why they're a great pair. She gets it. She understands. Whereas other people be like,
why the fuck have you walked off? Fuck you. I don't want to fucking see you.
You know? Well, and then he was like, you know, I actually appreciate that she gets it. And he's like, you know, you're right. And he did participate in challenges when Alessandra helped them with I think it was the eye gazing task, or the hug, melted hug. I think it was melted hug. I liked that he didn't want to do the attractiveness rating scale. My assumption is he didn't want to do it because he was worried that Lucinda wouldn't put him first and didn't want to embarrass himself. But I also am very like keen with his actual vocal reasonings of like, you know, I'm 51, I'm so much older than most of these women. I could be a lot of their fathers. That's just kind of creepy. I don't want to do that because that's just creepy. Lucinda was up for doing it, but then she was like, yeah, you know, actually I would have found it really difficult because I don't really go off of what people look like alone. A lot of it for me is the person, so I just don't think I would have been able to rank them anyway. But she was like, well, except you would have come first. Like, she's so sweet. She's always like, no, you would have always come first. And like, you're so like, she's always saying that she thinks that he's attractive and like really funny. They have a similar sense of humor, so like at least they have that. Some of the couples like have nothing. Some of the hello for God's sake. Some of the couples have nothing to bond over. No similarities at all. Same. Hi. So like I feel like they've got a good base in a lot of ways. It's just a lot of that slowly picking away layers. If I just spoiled who the gay guy gets put with again. So we had a gay guy whose name I can't fucking remember. I'm assuming I think it was Michael. A black gay guy was left before he even got to the altar. He was paired with somebody who was at the Bucks night. And he just fucked off. He just fucked off before the wedding. So they're like,
well, don't worry, we'll bring in a partner for you by the halfway point.
Why aren't they on here? There they are. Okay, so Natalie and Collins. So Natalie is probably the most normal looking one. You know, like, I don't know how to explain it, but she looks like, she's very pretty. She's gorgeous. But like, you know, she looks like a normal person. She's not got loads of crazy makeup or bleached hair or work done. You know, like, you do you. I really don't give a fuck what you do to your own body, honestly. But it is nice to see some more normal looking people on TV sometimes. I think that's what my comments were about oh, my dead foot. Oh my God. Well, that's comments for, I think, the last season's UK MAFS. They're like, more of the contestants were like just normal looking people rather than like insane influencery micro celebrity kind of people. She's a physiotherapist. She's a bit nerdy. She loves gaming. She cosplays or used to cosplay. Me and my friends think she looks like she could be quite hypermobile looking at her. I mean, because babes, she fucking rolled her ankle twice on her way to the aisle. She was very full on at the wedding, which I think kind of intimidated the man that she was put with, who's never had a relationship. She was paired with Collins, who is the only like South Asian contestant on this season. I don't remember another season with a South Asian contestant. Only Sandra from last year, Sandy. I mean, I've only watched, this is my third season of the Australian one I've watched. I haven't watched the old one, so I don't know. Oh, apparently he's an executive assistant. Fucking hell. Executive assistant. I didn't know that. Had no idea. He's a self-described chatterbox with zero experience when it comes to dating and relationships. A genuine, kind, respectful person, Collins has big ambitions and a lot of love to give. So, these two, I had high hopes. However, Collins is so awkward and Natalie is so non-communicative. She thinks she's communicative. She is not. So, disclaimer, I'm not diagnosing anyone. However, these two give off a lot of undiagnosed autism. As an autistic, where most of my friends are also autistic, and we were all, pretty much all of us, were late diagnosed, they both give off a lot of undiagnosed autistics struggling. Like, it's a lot stronger with Collins, I feel like, if I am correct, okay? So, like, I'm looking at their relationship and the way that they are communicating and the way that they just are generally as, like, through my lens of being an autistic person, recognizing those things that I do or my friends do, and relating to them. So, like I said, not diagnosing anybody, but it feels very familiar to me and some of my friends who are autistic who also watch Married at First Sight. For me, the way Collins is, he has an on face, which is quite a fractured masking. I feel like a lot of people I know got pretty good at masking, enough that people couldn't put a finger on like what it was that they found weird about us. But we still give the kind of uncanny valley feeling to a lot of neurotypicals because there's just something that doesn't always fully connect, you know? And like in my voice notes to one of my friends who loves watching MAFS and is autistic, no offense lads, autistic people are weird. I feel like we give off a vibe that helps us find each other, but however, unfortunately also alerts the neurotypicals and makes them suspicious. And I feel like that's kind of what happened with this situation. With his masking, he's very like full on and on when he's saying things. However, when he's like listening to people or trying to like digest a question, he has this really like really animated face and voice and like body movements, and he's like, yeah, and like, wow, and he's like, sounds very rehearsed, and he's kind of like a little bit got strange choice of catchphrases and things that, you know, ways he describes people, very reminiscent of Pandora from Skins, to be honest, like, whizzer, that nobody else fucking said, just her bitch. And then he's doing all this stuff, and then when it's time for a question, he's in like kind of concerned listening face, very still, and like he often punctuates a lot of that like big personality he dropped, and he goes, yeah. So like it's quite a fractured masking. It's not like completely, it's not smoothed out. So it feels like to me he's unable to keep that mask on when he's listening to people because it takes too much energy and brain processing to listen and process what is being said to him, because honestly a lot of the times he's still struggling to understand and process what the fuck people are asking him. He just starts saying shit and then he's like, wait, what did you say? I'm like, big mood, babe. And honestly, I feel the same way. I definitely really struggle to hear and listen to people with a lot of my friends and like close family. A lot of my listening is unmasked, where I'm not looking at you, probably not really doing a lot with my face, probably doing something else, mate. You might as well not be in the room if people came in, but I'm listening and I'm able to listen and able to respond, especially like out in public. If it's a really loud room, babe, I have no idea what you said. I have no idea what you said. Anyway, bye. So like, I feel quite sorry for him in a lot of this. He has this really unbelievable projection of emotion, particularly when he's like upset or like shocked about, because Natalie left 3 times. She left at the dinner party, the first dinner party. She came back. She wanted to leave at the first commitment ceremony. And then she did leave after the commitment ceremony. And all those times he's like, oh my God, wow, and he has this funny little like rehearsed laugh that I think all of that just made a lot of people think he was not being genuine, he was not here for the right reasons, you know, that sort of thing. And like his ways of describing Natalie of like, wow, she's a top lady kind of vibes, and they're like, that's how you describe somebody's mum, and it's like, come on. He's never had a relationship before. He could be autistic. You don't know. But like, also, what's wrong with his descriptions? Yeah, they're a little bit odd and kooky, but isn't that her vibe? And then, yeah, a lot of the issues I noticed that I feel like there's this, like this, not inherited, but like, you know, this socialized thing that a lot of a particular type of woman, especially when, because I feel like she probably didn't have the easiest time growing up, being like a nerdy girl, you know, and not being like these ridiculous supermodel women. She's very hung up about her looks. He literally put her first and she was like, I don't believe you. And I'm like, babe, that's a you problem. If you don't believe him, that's a you problem. He did the right thing and he's like, yeah, look how beautiful you are. Like, wow, yeah, like he's not great with words, but like, he did the right thing. You know, like she has a lot of her own self-esteem issues, so she doesn't believe him when he's saying that stuff, especially because he's so rehearsed.
Autism special interest info dump activated.
I've realised I'm speaking really fast, so I'm just real passionate about this. So yeah, there's this sort of socialised thing, particularly being like a type of woman where you're not allowed to ask for things, even though she's in like a really good setup, to be honest, with a guy who's not had experience before and actually wants to be directed and told like, hey, this is what I like my partner to do and these are the dates I like to go on and, you know, those sorts of things. Like, I like to be called these things and blah blah blah. Like, she has the opportunity to just be like, hey, these are the things I like, can we try doing these things? Because I feel like he literally went from no experience to marriage, that he did need a bit more coaxing. Anytime he was gonna go and do a thing that she didn't want to do, she was just like, no, I don't want to go, you can go do it. And it's like, well, like one of them was fishing on the honeymoon. It's like, you can either go with him fishing and just like chat, because I mean, you're not sat out there catching fish all day. Most of the time you're just sat on a fucking boat, so just go sunbathe or some shit. Although she's really pale, that was the issue. She don't sunbathe. But you know, it's an opportunity to go and chat whilst you're not really doing like a high energy activity. I don't like fishing either. As long as it's not on a boat, I might have gone. So he was like, oh, okay, let's do something else. No, it's fine, we'll do something else. Then I don't think she chose the activity. We don't know who chose the activity. Might have been Collins, might not have been. But then they went like, I don't even know what to call it, but like they were rolling around in cars, I don't know. And she was miserable again. And like, she didn't say any of this to him. She didn't really like have conversations with him of like, hey, these are the things I'd like us to do. You know, like there wasn't any of that. She was like, oh, I want a man who communicates. And it's like, babes, you didn't communicate with him either. But like, that's a really common thing that I've noticed among a lot of people, that this expectation of people to read your mind. And I feel like I've been in situations with partners who, if there's something similar about me and an ex-partner they've had, they treat me the way that their ex-partner wanted to be treated rather than how I wanted to be treated. So didn't have conversations with me about how I wanted to be treated. And then I had to be like, hey, I don't fucking like that. Why are you treating me like this? I'm not your ex. Whereas like, he doesn't have that. So he's just treating you like a buddy because that's all he knows. He doesn't really know how to make those next steps or how to woo you, because that's like his whole thing. He's like, I don't know, I've never gotten past the first date and I don't know why. So yeah, like I get it, but like I feel like she didn't give him a chance, you know? And it sucks. I think he really could have been a good partner for her. He just needed the practice. I mean, like I've said so many times on my channel, I had to practice talking about my emotions and talking about what I think. Because with autism, alexithymia is really difficult, actually. It's really hard to get the words that you mean and to put words on how you feel. It's hard. You have to practice. And I don't think that's just an autistic thing, but I do think it's like especially difficult and prevalent in autistic people. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot this. Okay, so the only time they were on the couch before they left the experiment fully, Collins was like, wasn't actually fighting him, but like he was standing up to John and I was absolutely here for it. It was so fucking funny because he was like, well, are you not here to give me advice? Slay, bitch. Absolutely slay. Like, I will root for anybody who fights John. But I'm so glad it was Collins. Although I'm pretty sure other people in this season also fight John, so can't wait. I feel like generally, like Mel, the expert, doesn't do anything anymore in the Australian one. She just sits there and sometimes says some things, but otherwise she's not involved. It's all Alessandra and fucking John. I think my mum said, I wonder if they just like superimpose her in sometimes. She's not even there. So yeah, I just had to say that. Moving on to the next couple, because I've been sat here talking about them for fucking ages. Sarah and Tim. I can't be able to talk about them separately, but basically she's Colombian and moved to Canada as a young child and then moved to Australia. She's a nutritionist and a little bit obsessed with it. Really boring. Really boring. I don't care. They bonded over the fact that they both weigh their food. That is not rare and it is not special.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my god. Her approach can come off too strong, but is happy for her future husband to put her in her place. No, she ain't, bitch. Oh my god. I can't believe she said that. I don't like her. And that's one of the things I fucking spoiled for myself, is some of the stuff about her and him. So, oh my god. And we've still got Tim and Tori. And fuck off. And like, Tim is like a pretty stereotypically good-looking bloke. I'm fine. He's attractive. He seems really nice, actually. To be fair, his personality would probably attract me to the rest of him. That's kind of plain in my opinion. Sorry. None of these people want to date me, it's fine. Surfer boy Tim. He lived in Colombia. He's lived in Melbourne, Thailand and Bali. And he's now living on the Gold Coast. He's 31 and an online business owner. And he's split with his last girlfriend after finding out she was unfaithful. I think both of them left their last partners because of cheating. Yeah, they were like,
right, so both been cheated on. Colombian, loved Colombia, locked in.
Why their food? Locked in.
This guy broke up with her 6 months before going on this experiment. That's not very long. That's that and his fucking best friend and his horrible speech. Red flags. However, otherwise, he's lovely. Seems like a really sweet man. Very genuine. Wants to open up, work on things in the experiment. However, Sarah's a bitch. She does all the talking. She talks for him. She doesn't give a shit about what he thinks, how he feels. Argues with him all the time. She apologises, adds a but, and then starts blaming him for other things and the fact that he's like insecure and whatever. She keeps cancelling dates with him that he's planning to go and get fucked up with her friends. You're here for a relationship. Shut the fuck up. So yeah. Fuck you, Sarah. Anyway, on to Tori and Jack. Right, so Tori is super fucking hot, but she's also a bitch. She is so mean. One of the memes I saw was comparing her and a couple of her like little buddies, I think Sarah and Lauren, to Mean Girls. I'm like, yeah, because she's fucking mean. Business development, manager, boring things that I don't give a shit about. Self-proclaimed bulldog who doesn't do compromise, fiercely independent. Tori's dream match is an alpha male who is not intimidated by strong women. For one, she uses the term female. Shut up. Worse than men, I think. Women who say female. But yeah, she's super hot. But she, for one, is not as fierce as she says she is. She is completely being moulded by this horrible man. But also, her personality is shit. Her friend, whose name I can't remember, Leah, I think, was like, yeah, your husband gives me red flags. He has no friends. This man, Jack, turned up to his wedding with literally no one there besides his parents and his fucking gym clients. This man has no friends. Like, he didn't say, oh, those are my friends and I PT them. Or whatever. PT with them. I don't know. Adjectives. He was like, they're my clients. Like, he doesn't see any of these people as his friends. And he says really gross things. He's like, his personal trainer describes himself as an alpha male. Disgusting. Get in the bin. Hate this man. He needs a partner who will fully embrace and respect his dominant energy. And he's like, yeah, I'll sort her out. She'll be a good girl. All that sort of shit. I'm like, I can't even call you my guy. You're just so gross.
You're so disgusting.
I'm on Lauren's side. Fuck off. Ugh. Jack is attracted to glamorous, fit, brunette women and is hoping his wife will have the patience to understand and love him unconditionally. The 34-year-old has high expectations and has a very structured, controlled lifestyle. Yeah, he's a horrible shit. He's a horrible piece of shit. I don't know what is he doing here, you know? What is he doing? For one, why is he red? Why are you red? Lobster Man. I hate him. I hate him so much. Lobster Man. I hate him. Whatever this is, I've been watching his upper lip for so fucking long, trying to work out if his fucking moustache just grows halfway down his lip or if he shaves it. Finally saw a shot where it definitely shows he shaves the top half of like his moustache, so he just has this tiny skinny moustache along his upper lip. And it's so fucking long, it hangs over his lips. I hate it. It's disgusting. Just disgusting. These men need some tips from Tristan, the best and well-groomed sir. He has the tiniest nipples as well. Like, every time he's got his shirt off, it's just like tiny, aggressive nipples looking at you. He's got this big-ass fucking nipple ring. Do you need that? Is that in case you lose that one? Because it's so small? He also gives me Harrison energy. He's definitely being manipulative. And he's done the whole, like, I'm not interested in having sex with her. I don't feel anything for her. That Harrison fucking did to Bronte last season. I hate this man. I hate him. End. Anyway, so what have I spoiled for myself? I'm really pissed that the cheating scandal is Jonathan with Ellie. Ellie, you literally got cheated on. And that's why you're here, you bitch. You were so boring. And now you're cheating. Fuck off. What else did I spoil? I spoiled that Jack and Tori are still together. And she is still just letting him be a shitbag to and about her. And they're gonna have kids, apparently. What? Michael Slay, your husband's so... like, your new husband's hot. Like, your last husband was kind of hot. New husband's super hot. Stephen Slay, that hair. Oh, I mean, I already spoiled it for myself, but then I watched the Natalie left anyway. But she ends up with Ash, who is not even in the experiment yet. We did a little bit of a UK MAFS. Because, like, yeah, the reunion of the UK MAFS, Matt ended up with... what was her name? The spoke with the baby voice and was with Brad. I don't remember her name. But you know who I mean. They're together now because they met at the reunion. I don't know why there were two reunions. Why was there two reunions? But also, now Adrienne is with Georges. Thank God. I could not bear Georges with Peggy. Peggy is not for you, Georges. Her family are fucking horrible. She don't like you. She wants you to be a different man. You might as well just date somebody else. I mean, they liked each other. They got along when they had the room swap, so I'm here for it. Whatever. Don't really like Adrian very much. I don't really like George, but there you go. Live your best lives. You deserve to be happy. So yeah, they end up together. Apparently Sarah turns out to be, I can't think what the right term is, but loads of people calling her a narcissist. So like coercive abuse, manipulative, gaslighting. I saw a few of those as well. So I'm not surprised she's coming across as a bitch. So yeah, I hope he fights back. Take her down. But yeah, that's everything for this season. I filmed for so fucking long. My feet have been dead multiple times. My hips hurt. But to be fair, Sydney was actually proper good. Too bad the fucking sun. Too bad the sun has ruined my lighting multiple times. Those are my thoughts so far of the early parts of the experiment. I don't know what the new people are going to be like. I hope Michael finds love, because I felt so sad for him when they had to break the news that his fucking husband pissed off. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. share my videos, let me know what you think. All of this is in jest. Don't be mean to the actual people, because they are real people. The usual, don't condone bullying real people for any purposes. However, we can absolutely talk about how much they suck in other spaces. You don't have to leave the comments, you know? So, yeah, I definitely need to lay down. I need to lay down and have some snacks, because I've been sat here for so fucking long. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye.